Why now? So it's not really now, it's actually a directive I gave to the top security echelon over half a year ago, in November 2024. I have it here, a directive to eliminate Iran's nuclear program. This directive came shortly after the assassination of Nasrallah. It was clear to me, and to others, that with his elimination and the breaking of the Iranian axis, which was one of the foundations for the destruction of Israel, Iran would quickly advance its nuclear program. And that's exactly what it did. It moved forward with clear steps that we identified: weaponization, meaning the creation of actual nuclear weapons. Not just fissile material, but the critical and necessary step, building a weapons system for that fissile material. There was a need to act. I set the execution date for the end of April 2025. For various reasons, it couldn't happen exactly on that date. The precise date was determined based on the IDF's recommendation, in consultation with the Chief of Staff and the Minister of Defense. We set it for the date we chose. So first of all, it didn't happen by chance, and it wasn't for trivial reasons. It happened for a clear reason. As I said in the meeting with the top security officials, I said that if the Iranians obtain nuclear weapons, we simply won't be here. We won't exist here. That's why it was the first target. It wasn't the only target, because at the same time, they were also advancing their ballistic missile program. After we disrupted the pace of development and recovery of that system in our strike on Iran, they also rushed to accelerate it, aiming to establish a system capable of producing 300 ballistic missiles per month. That too, we addressed. I wasn't successful during my previous terms, especially in 2011 to 2012. I wanted to carry out an Israeli strike twice, but I couldn't gather a majority. That situation has changed. I believe that today, and I say this welcoming the change that has taken place in our security leadership, we have filled that need. There were doubts as well. People definitely raised questions, hesitations I would say, mainly about two things: first, regarding our capabilities, and second, regarding the price we would pay. Because there's always a price, there are no free wars, no free lunches. As for our capabilities, that question has been answered, week by week, day by day, through the incredible work, and I have no other word for it, of our intelligence community, the Mossad, and the IDF. Incredible work, the results of which you saw last night, or this morning, if you prefer. An amazing thing. So that removed the doubts about our capabilities. I very much hope that America will not oppose this, but we have no choice. It's not a binary situation. It's not that if we don't get American support, we won't strike, and if we don't strike, we'll be fine. No, if we don't strike, we are 100% certain to perish, because otherwise it won't work out. Therefore, even if it's not perfect, we must do it, because we have to change the trajectory of Iran's progress, both in ballistic weapons and in nuclear weapons, which would mean the end of Israel. That's why I said this: American support, or at least American focus, is highly desirable. I said, leave that to me and Minister Dermer. We were in contact with them through many conversations, many meetings, not all of them public. This is, of course, very important, and I leave the American position to America. We updated them in advance. They knew about the strike. What will they do now? I leave that to President Trump. He makes his decisions independently, and I don't intend to speak for him. He does it in a very convincing and firm manner. He said Iran must not have nuclear weapons. They must not have enrichment capabilities. I believe that statement encapsulates American policy, and the implementation of that policy is, of course, the exclusive right of the United States. What about the counterstrike? There will be counterstrikes, I'm telling you, they will come. We need to understand this correctly. We dealt a tremendous blow, a very successful opening strike. We hit a significant portion of Iran's stockpile and the nuclear facilities leading their weapons development projects. We did this with the Air Force. Military intelligence, Amman, carried out a heroic operation in a courageous time frame. We are also acting against their air defense systems. We destroyed Natanz, their largest enrichment facility. And of course, what this created was surprise. You need to assume, I assume that there will be an attack against us, and it may come in waves and be very difficult strikes against us, and I'm asking you again, everyone, to keep themselves and their families and immediate environment, do your due diligence to enter the safe zones. We will act in different ways as well, but do this, and together we can achieve a historic turning point.